Hello and welcome everybody out to tonight's Vengeful Bakery stream of Hearthstone. I am your host tonight, the Raging Churro, and I'm really excited to just kind of be laddering and playing some Hearthstone. Hopefully you guys will come and join us. We are streaming as usual to both our Twitch and YouTube channels, so feel free to join us in whichever of those makes you the most comfortable, and we hope to see you there. We've got chats up for both, we've got our notifications up for both, so if you want to subscribe or like the channel or just thumbs up the video or whatever the case is, we'll hopefully be able to see that and just and give you like a virtual high five for that, so appreciate that. Yeah, if you guys are interested in playing a little 1v1 and just wanna do a little bit of viewer games, I'm totally up for that too. But in the meantime, I think I'm just gonna ladder a little bit tonight. It was kind of a tough choice as to what I was gonna play tonight. I've been playing some Hearthstone kind of in my downtime in between our game of the month club, which this month is The Witcher. So I'm taking a break from Game Club this month and letting some of our other members handle that. So you've probably seen Wrathful Strudel playing Witcher, and I believe tomorrow you're going to see Cinderbuns playing Witcher in his stead, because Wrathful Strudel actually went to Gen Con, which I'm super jealous of. But you know, it should be a good fun time if you're interested in joining us for Game Club this month. So definitely check that out tomorrow. Scorpion's Crypt, let's go. I'm at 9% battery with no regrets. Hey, if you want to face off, just let me know. I'm totally up for it. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to go ahead and play a quick game. I've been wanting to try out this hand lock, but at the same time, I'm like super close. Well, not super close. I'm getting closer with Paladin, trying to get Golden Paladin, and I've been thinking I might just try to see if I can grind that out a little bit tonight. So we'll see how it goes. But I think I want to try this hand lock out. First time running with it. I just crafted the crazy Gul'dan Death Knight hero, and I'd love to give it a spin. But yeah, I mean, if you're up for viewer games, just you know, send me your BattleNet ID. I'll give you an ad, and we can duel it up.
Gul'dan versus Tyrande.
You give me strength.
Your soul shall be mine.
All right, souls shall be mine. I am double checking to make sure that I am not missing important notifications, but it doesn't look like it. All right, so here we go. Handlock versus Priest. I think that's necessary. This could be. We might hold on to that for just in case. We'll go ahead and mulligan out the rest of it. Talking to Cinderbuns in our admin chat here. All right, let's get into playing. This looks like as good as anything. Don't have this game. Is it on mobile or just computer? The game is actually for both. You can find Hearthstone available on Android or iOS, just in their respective app stores. And it's also available on computer if you've got a PC or Mac. I'm actually playing on a Mac right now. So if you're a fellow Mac user, you got my respect. I don't know if you're super into card games at all, Scorpion's Crypt, but this is probably the most popular digital card game that's out there. Yeah, I think that's probably pretty fair to say. I'm trying to think about it. There's a lot of other really good ones out there. I was actually thinking about playing another one that I really enjoy called Eternal Card Game. Made by Direwolf Digital. Really fun, kind of Magic the Gathering clone if you're into that game. Kind of shares some similarities between both Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone, so kind of a little bit of a combo of the two. Kind of thinking about mortal coiling that guy off. And then maybe I'll just throw out the Doomsayer. I'm trying to figure out what he's trying to do here, aside from just straight up thief my deck. Start with that, because I think that's going to be one of the more helpful things to do. And we'll just go ahead and drop that, because I don't know if there's going to be much of a better time. It could just get pained out, but yeah. New content for your channel, check it out. Thinking of playing that Skyrim one. I think that one is also made by Direwolf Digital. I'm trying to remember what that one's called exactly, but yeah, I think they've got a couple of them, and I hear that one's actually pretty good too, so I think you would not be disappointed to check that out. Okay, so he's just playing sit back a little bit. I might Shadow Bolt that off just so that way I don't keep taking damage.
I wonder. Haste.
Oh my gosh, getting roped. Probably not worth it to do that. I think we'll just hang tight for now. We're sitting on 7 cards. We'll just end it there. I feel like I'm okay. I don't have anything that's like dependent on the amount of cards in my hand right now, so I don't know that I need to coin tap. It's kind of break even anyway. So I think I'll just hold on to it just in case I need to, you know, drop a counter card. I have a feeling we're both playing like an extremely reactive game, which is kind of funny. Do you play any other digital card games, Scorpion Script? Or any other paper card games, for that matter. I actually had quite a run in a few different paper card games, if that's your bag. I think it's just, yeah, that Skyrim one. I think it's just called the Elder Scrolls card game. I don't think it's got any kind of like special name or anything. Yeah, that dude's a little bit tougher. Start off with the tap here. We'll just go ahead and drop that guy out. I don't expect any weapons, so it might just be good to get that going. Kind of hurting a little bit on health, but I'm not too worried about it. Deck's got a decent amount of lifesteal, especially with the DK Warrior. Actually, that's really good. Really good. That's less good now. Twilight Drake. About time. 5 is such an awkward number with what I've got in my hand. Let's see here. Could go upwards of 7. That might work, but I'm going to take a crud ton of damage if I start doing that. I don't have any really great clears for high health dudes. But I gotta start doing something here real soon. I think it might be to coin this guy out, start getting a threat out. Because if he ignores that, then I can pretty well just like Hellfire next turn. Like Hellfire and Mortal Coil, and probably take out just about everything.
At last.
Yeah, that's looking like the way that this is going to go, because he's going to get the free heal off probably on one of his dudes. Dennis, hey, welcome to chat, man. Thanks for coming out. Yeah, newest expansion is in fact out. So there are a few good new cards out for Knights of the Frozen Throne. Most notably, in my opinion, is the Lich King himself. That's actually one of my favorite cards that came out. Just because I did raid back in WoW days during Icecrown Citadel and all that kind of stuff, and so I got to fight the Lich King, and he feels epically appropriate or appropriately epic, I guess. Kazakus. I don't know that I need to nuke myself for 3 here. I feel like he's just gonna bring his guys back, so I might just unleash me. Just kind of sit tight for a sec. This will survive a Hellfire. Feeling pretty good about that. So if I need to do a clear from some other stuff, I'm afraid he's got that Kazakus spell that's going to allow him to like res some guys that have died, which would be super annoying. And so I kind of want to see if I can get him to play that out. Yeah, so Lich King in this game is actually an 8/8 taunt who generates like special Death Knight cards that have like a very Death Knight feel to them, if you remember World of Warcraft, and like especially for the Lich King, he's got one where it like pulls off like the top 5 cards, and like any of the creatures just automatically get summoned. He's got ones that do like complete board wipes and just like all sorts of stuff in between. So it's really kind of cool. Okay. So I kind of want to just do this into this. Makes him a little bit weaker, but I still feel like I'm in a decent board position. I don't think I want to tap. I don't think I need to tap. Yeah, he's a lot of fun, and like the new Death Knight hero cards, I think were like a really great way to introduce like a new class without actually introducing a new class, because that was always the worry, because you know they came out with Death Knights and then later the monk class, so I guess you could probably imagine a similar something happening later when they want to introduce monks, but they just introduce separate cards for each of the heroes, like this one actually, where it will transform your hero into this Death Knight character and give him a new hero power and have like some fun effects going along with it. So definitely some cool stuff I think they did with it. Go that for max health, followed by that for a little bit of board clear. Kind of start trying to put some pressure on the board. I really like all these 4 health guys, making it tough on him to do some removal. Actually sitting in a pretty decent place too, because once I can do this, I'll get a bunch of demons back. Create a pretty good board clear situation.
What is Elun's will?
Yeah, balance is already kind of proving tricky, and maybe it's just people trying to figure out the meta, but there are definitely some decks that feel very, very strong out the gate, and I think people are really struggling to try to figure out how to beat them. One of, like, Warlock, honestly, was one of my banes kind of early on, and it was probably just the kind of decks that I was trying to play weren't really well suited to beating them, but it's definitely felt very much on the strong side. And then Druid, who was already strong last expansion anyway, also got a whole bunch of tools for kind of like a new deck that's also ridiculously powerful, and at least in my opinion on the tougher side to beat. And so it's balancing card games can be hard. I'll be interested to see how the meta continues to shake out and how these decks continue to interact with each other. I think this person is giving up, which I'm fine with.
My eyes are open.
We'll just leave it like that. I don't know that I need to overkill this too much.
Your soul is mine.
Alright. We got there. So far, so good. I really wanted to play some Paladin, but that felt pretty good. So we're gonna do another one. We're gonna do another one. see how it goes. I'm just so close. I'm like 130 wins off from getting Golden Paladin, and I really want Paladin to be good this set. And they got some really good tools, some really fun tools. And I'm not a huge fan of playing the Murloc deck, which is unfortunately their strongest deck. And so I definitely get a lot more fun out of playing some of the other ones. But, yeah. Mage. What's Mage playing these days? Probably Tempo Mage, which means a lot of spells. I don't think they're going to be playing a lot of taunts. This might be good to keep around. This feels good to maybe soak up some damage spells. I'm going to get rid of that too. Just, so yeah, Golden Paladin basically just makes you look fancier. So you'll see that I have Golden Warlock. So like my hero's animated, this is animated. And on Paladin, when you create the little tokens, oh, it's Quest. Fantastic. That's actually probably really bad news. But yeah, when you make a token with your hero power, it's also golden and animated. So it's really just, it's like cosmetic and pointless, but you know, the collector and me can't help it sometimes. So what can you do? Yeah, it's exactly like a gold card. Exactly like that. Except you get a golden hero, and then that magical day when I'm just rolling in money, because you know that's going to happen sometime soon. I can buy enough Hearthstone cards that I can have an entirely golden deck and a golden hero and a golden coin and all of the wonderful golden things. Okay, this is an interesting place. I don't know that I want to tap. Tap means I burn a card. I might just throw out that. Okay, so that's not a mirror image. Which is,
excuse me,
I mean, it's probably like a counter spell or his block barrier combo. But if it's not the one, then let's go ahead and drop that. Probably not a Vaporize. Not a lot of the decks play that, but I'm hoping I can coax out a Fireball here, because then that's less damage that's going to go to my face. Frostbolt.
excuse me, you are on fire.
It's like equivalent. Okay. Yep. May the cards be ever in your favor. Alright, time to find out if this is block. Oh, something else. And that wasn't in his deck. Okay. Or at least that didn't come from his deck, that came from something else. That could be anything. The longer I delay, the more this is going to come. So I really feel like I need to start putting on some pressure. Start feeling some pressure. Let's find out. What do we got here? Block, or barrier, rather. And Vaporize. Great. Well, had to get it out of the way. Okay. Okay. 7. Could Doomsayer. I don't know that I'm going to get a great turn for that in general. Okay. That's the winner. Hopefully he can, again, soak some more damage. Haven't seen any of his fireballs yet. Saw a frostbolt. Okay. That's actually kind of bad news. I wasn't expecting him to be able to drop that.
Unleash me.
Let's go a little wild here. I don't mind getting another demon out. I'm going to save the enforcer for a little bit later, just in case he gets some other stuff out.
An incredible discovery!
Like that. Trying a secret, playing a secret. Might be the block. Probably the block. Don't want to dip too low because then he's just going to be able to combo me, and I've already got 9 cards anyway. Part of me just wants to kind of sit back. So we're going to sit back. Sit back. I'm a little worried about it. Just anytime you're playing against Quest Mage, it's like the worst thing in the world to try to sit back.
Incredible discovery!
You gotta be super aggressive with him, but I'm just hoping that I can kind of work past his combo turn, but those combo turns are rough. They really can just blow you out, especially if they're going for the spell-based one and not the creature-based one.
Your soul is mine.
Let's just start generating some health return here. This is bad, though. I mean, he's already sitting at 10. It's going to be a matter of time here. He's basically just trying to draw into his combo right now. Xantosh, hey, welcome back, man. Thanks for stopping by the channel. I don't know that I want to do that, because that's going to be helpful for something else. I might just flat kill his guy.
Your soul is mine.
I hate how passive this is. I think I'm going to lose this one. Where's this quest at? 2 out of 6.
I've got the beast in my sight.
Beast in your sights. Yeah, 3 out of 6. This is where the other 3 cards come into play. I've got to play my Doomsayers, I think, pretty wisely here. Otherwise, I'm going to be in big, big trouble. I'm surprised he's pinging that. He must have like a flame strike. I feel like I should just heal him.
So
we have 3 out of 6.
possibilities.
My eyes are open.
So that keeps it out of range of getting Flame Strike pinged off the board. And so now he's got to basically just kind of try to handle something else. Blizzard. That's Catalyst Tome. Is that another one? Crud. Alright. Well. I think I've got one more turn. I could silence him, get in another 6 damage. That gets him down to 17. 17 plus another 6 gets him down to 11. I do not have anything close to killing him. Pirate Warrior, Rex, Warlock, and there are so many below rank 10. I actually haven't seen a single Pirate Warrior. I see a lot of Druids, actually.
Your magic shall not save you. Your magic shall not save you.
Not my favorite move.
Almost out of time.
But I don't want to take 4 damage. I'd rather take 3 than 4. And I wanted to get that 3 damage on him anyway.
You want to cast
Oh, hello.
I want to cast the spell.
Cookies. This is why it pays to have a wonderful Mrs. Churro.
Love you.
It was a good cookie. It actually came from our neighbors. Our neighbors came over and asked to borrow some baking soda and promised delicious cookies in return. At the start of my turn. I'm trying to figure out how I can lock out the combo here, but I don't know that I can. Even if I double Doomsayer.
The end is coming! The end is coming!
This is only gonna just like delay it for a single turn. Yeah, pretty much I'm dead. I knew that this deck was gonna be too slow for that, for Quest Mage. I mean, this delays it out for 1 turn, but I don't think I've got anything that's going to make me win at 18 health against a double-turned mage, so... Oh, I'm trying it. There it is. Boop, boop.
This time.
Well played. Alright. That's alright. Yeah, Quest Mage is just not... This deck is way too slow in attempting to control. And it's going to lose out against something they can just take 2 turns in a row like that. Alright, so we lost with it, which is fine because I've been kind of wanting to switch over to Paladin anyway. So I don't know if I want to go control. It seems like there's just a ton of bigger control decks. I don't actually see a ton of aggro. These days, at least not down at, you know, lowly old rank 13. Have I tried mid-range hunter? No, I haven't tried any mid-range hunter. I especially didn't get the hunter DK, which makes mid-range hunter a lot more fun to play with, and I think without it, it's just kind of suffering. I've been playing a lot of Handbuff, having a ton of fun with it. I'm going to try Control. So I think this is just kind of like a Control game. Control might still be too slow for some of the decks, or at least too not damage-oriented, and I think some decks maybe just have like a slightly better endgame. But for the mid-range decks, like Druid, I think it's a little bit better position.
Leandrin versus Anduin.
Light shall bring victory.
My hammer burns with holy fire.
All right. How many cookies are there in our bakery? I don't know. We actually don't have any cookie-themed streamers in the Vengeful Bakery, so we might actually have to fix that. Actually, I don't know that I want Wicker Flame against Priest. I feel like that's not actually that helpful. Oh, that's fun. Want to learn to bake cake. Baking cakes, definitely a worthwhile skill. You just gotta get the crumb right. So either it's like too spongy and it just kind of falls apart, or it's like too stiff and you're eating a brick. Sanctimonious snickerdoodle. Cinder Buns, no name changes, man. You are locked in.
Reporting for duty.
Absolutely no choice. That's scary. It is time to recruit. Actually, it's not really time to recruit. We've got, I think, enough items in the bakery for now. Although I would not mind cookies. I do rather enjoy me a good cookie. How's my matchup against Shaman? It depends on the deck. I mean, like, I float around a lot of other decks. Really? You invested all of that, huh? Kind of feel like I could take 7 to the chin, just knowing that I can pretty much board clear next turn, which I'm probably going to do. Matchup against Shaman with a controlling Paladin deck feels okay. I don't know that Shaman's really got much of anything that a Paladin can't clear out of. So I'm not terribly worried about it. But to be fair, again, I haven't actually seen that many Shamans. In fact, Shaman's probably one of the least seen classes. I see a ton of Druid, I see a ton of Warlock, I see a lot of Priest, I see a lot of Paladin. And I don't really see much of anything else. I don't think I've seen Hunter, I don't think I see... Yeah, I don't see a ton of Rogue. Yeah. Mage is in there too, but I think Mage is kind of lower. It used to be that you see Mages all the time. All the stinking time.
The end is coming!
I'm actually okay with Priest. Like, Paladin seems to do really, really well against Priest. Mostly just because it kind of has like a really good amount of inevitability with it. And you're not terribly worried about it. Oh, but this is the deck that doesn't have my Wind Fury guy in it. That makes me sad. Like, super sad. I might wait until next turn to do that. So I might just go ahead and spit one of those guys out. They run around 12. Yeah, they have a ton of removal. But I gotta have the right removal at the right time. Otherwise, it's actually kind of useless to them. I actually found that some of the earlier Warlocks that were running just nothing but tons of removal all the time was actually way more annoying.
Winter is here.
To battle!
Burn.
I'm gonna save my charges there. He might be able to kill it, but I don't care. Yeah. Went against Druid with Thief Priest. Yeah, I'm still kind of trying to figure out. My watch is going crazy. I gotta tell it to shut up. Hold on. I'm still trying to figure out what it is that's gonna make make a really good deck against Druid. I haven't found that yet.
Let reading practice love.
Yeah, I still feel okay with where things are right now. I'm probably most concerned about the possibilities coming from like a big dragon like a Ysera. Let's see if I can get myself a... Ooh, tempting.
Burn.
To battle! Reporting for duty.
See if I can get myself a really good tag with that. I'm really hoping he drops like he is. Alright, Lich King. Lich King is fantastic to get with this secret. Count that as a win. And now I am perfectly fine trading that off. And drop Getaway Kodo and Uther. I'm actually okay with either of these dying to Getaway Kodo because I can just generate another secret out of it and still kind of keep going with it. Did that? Oh, he did steal my Lich King. What a jerk! Priest jerks, man. All of the stealing. Like, destroy all moves. What does that give me back? Probably one of the Murlocs. That feels alright. Wasn't the best, but still feels okay. Just because I'm going to be able to do that again. What all did he burn with that? I wasn't paying attention. I should have paid closer attention to what it was that he burned, but he's 5 cards down.
Is someone injured?
Anybody catch what he burned? Anything really big important? I was like too busy looking at other stuff. That's what happens when you stream. You're just like, oh, I'm just like looking around at everything, not actually paying attention to what's going on the board right here, right now. I'm actually okay if he chooses to draw himself more cards, because then he puts himself way closer to decking himself, which I'm A-okay with. So I'm just going to focus on trying to get his health down here. Let's see what we can get. Let's snag another Getaway Kodo.
The menagerie is for guests only.
Sure. We'll go ahead and drop that. Harwood, Shield, Pain, and a Historian. Yeah, those are fair. Those are pretty good. Did it actually say in there what he burned? Did I go back too far? Yeah, I think it's too far back. Oh well, it might have said in there. I again, wasn't paying super close attention. Could Spike Ridge. Spike Ridge Consecrate.
Do not touch.
This puts some significant pressure down. And once this sword's gone, I can drop Uther and just keep pounding him. Yeah, Priest is the one matchup as Paladin that I actually feel pretty good about. It's all those darn Druids, man. Warlocks are like about 50-50. Just kind of depends on who draws what when. Priests are good, Druids are bad. I don't know. This is me talking, I guess, out of my hand buff deck. I'm going to craft Open the Way Gate. I actually have had zero desire to play the Quest Mage deck. It's just not my style. It looks a lot of fun, though. I was spectating a friend of mine the other day who is playing an Open the Way Gate deck, and it looks fun, but it's just not... I don't know. I don't know that I've necessarily got the great head for it, so... I could Kodo 50-50, take that out.
Options.
I feel like we'll... Let's do it. Let's do it. I believe. Get it. Yes. Yes.
Do not touch.
We'll call that good enough for now. Yeah, and maybe that's part of the problem. Like the win rate, like it's probably got like a decent enough win rate. It's just like your games take forever. It's the same deal with like playing Freeze Mage. Like, even if you have a head for it, you're really good with it. It's super consistent for you, all of that stuff. Even if you still just have to like play these ridiculously long games to actually get anywhere with it. Just don't have a taunt. No taunt. No taunt. No taunt for 2 mana. Probably good.
Hello, challenger.
The light's justice has failed.
Uther's greeting is actually the best taunt, like when you like win with it. There's only my justice now. What's like the best way to BM with Uther, DK Uther? Alright, so that seemed to work out pretty well. I want to just check something on that list real quick. Let's see. Got the double corpse taker in there. I'm debating taking the Primordial Drake out for Wind Fury Elemental. In what situations do I want to have deal 2 damage to all other minions in a deck like this? I guess if I'm doing like an equality clear, it's 10 mana equality clear, which isn't a bad thing. Is there something else that I'd rather take out? Taram's pretty good because it helps me get some other clears. Draws the Drake for 1. There's something else that I would want to sneak out of here. Don't have a ton of weapons. I got the Rallying Blade, which is decent. Peacekeeper. Yeah, a lot of good control stuff in here. Shieldblade Champion, I assume, has to be in here because we want another trigger for Corpse Taker, just in case you accidentally draw Wicker Flame. Start running Prey. That's actually pretty fantastic as like a taunt. Good night, Dennis. Thank you for stopping by. It was a lot of fun to have you here in chat. Thanks. Catch you next time. I think I'm gonna try taking out the Shieldblade Champion, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna get greedy. Stick a Stormwatcher in there. I've been doing this in my hand buff deck, and it's actually been pretty good. Because every once in a while your Corpse Taker actually does survive. I don't know if it'll do that in this deck. I don't have any hand buffs. And the hand buffs are actually pretty important because if you can get a 4 or 5 health Corpse Taker, they're a lot more likely to stick around, and then the Wind Fury that you get out of them actually does a lot of good. So I don't know that I'm going to keep this. It might be garbage. But you know, we're gonna play around with it. Warlock. Warlock is going to be pretty much just trying to clear me. Yeah, see, Warlock just beats Uther sometimes. Okay. This is where I wish I was playing hand buff instead. Hand buff I feel like has a better
The light
long game. Ooh, is this Zoo instead? That's actually super good for me if it's Zoo. But yeah, I feel like hand buff has a better chance against like traditional demon DK warlock decks.
Out of my jungle!
All right. This does feel very much like Zoo.
Go away!
I'll just start getting some damage in there right now. Ooh. Ooh, I actually like that better. Because if he drops a whole bunch of imps down, or tentacles, that'll be actually really, really nice for me. Power creeper, eh? Mortal coil. Three, 6 for 4. Yep. Yep, that's where we're going with that.
The light protects me.
What is his end game here? Zoos normally like to travel a little bit faster than this, but in that taunt in there, Tar Creeper, why? Why Tar Creeper? What are you hoping to do? Yeah, better Shenzhen Shield Master. Shenzhen Shield Master. Shenzhen. However you say that. Yeah, and it just seemed pretty good because he was only gonna have.
Get it out! Get it out! Get it out!
Wow.
Out of time.
Kind of feeling like it's between these two. I'm slightly worried about that, but I've got stuff to handle it if I can hold out long enough for it. So Redemption, he's either going to pop it with this guy, and then it comes back in, and it's just a 1 something that he can maybe clear with that. I really don't want these Divine Shields. I'm trying to get him to pop those. Because if he can pop those, then I can clear a lot of the board with Pyromancer and Consecrate.
Should I?
I'm taking a ton of damage here, though.
Reporting for duty.
We'll just go off of that, because then that's a guaranteed at least 2, whereas the one was only a guaranteed. Yeah, I guess it was guaranteed 2 as well, but it was handled, I feel like, a little bit better. This one gets a little harder for him, because if he just comes in with it with the 8, he's still got to do stuff about it if he wants to get his 8 damage, and I might be able to get the Divine Shields popped. This is good. Ish. Just means I won't be taking 8. That's the good part of that. It doesn't pop the shields or anything. Yeah, I figured as much. What else are we seeing here? For 4.
Almost out of time. I'm in charge.
You're in charge now. Oh, that's fine. I don't mind the face damage, actually. Oh, fantastic. Actually, I think I'll just run with that. And I might then Wicker Flame, which should get me a fair amount of health back.
Follow the rule. I'm on fire.
Kind of stall here for a second. I'm not in a huge rush because I've got a lot of my power coming into these next few turns, and so if he's just super focused on going face, He's not going to get very far for it. Yes, off the shield. Pop it. That's an interesting choice. Also interesting. You're making this really easy on me.
Unleash me.
Okay. Okay. Don't mind that at all. Do not mind that at all. I think this is the turn where I kind of clear out most of his board. And then I'm only taking 5 damage next turn. And he's also got to deal with Wild Pyromancer, who will probably just die to that, so I'm probably taking 5 damage next turn. But then that sets me up really good for Lich King, for Tyrion. His board's largely empty. He's just not in a great place, and I'm not taking a ton of damage. Being at 22 is not terrible when I've got Uther, who's right around the corner. I don't think I play regular Tyrion because I've got Uther who's probably coming, depending on how aggro he's getting. I think Lich King is probably coming out this next turn. Yeah, man.
My shield for Argus!
Argus. Lich King still seems pretty good. He's gonna have to crash at least 3 of those creatures in. One of them being this guy. Or that. That actually seems pretty good. Well, it clears those 2 out, and then it's going to force him to do something with those 3. If he wants to get through the Drake. I kind of like the idea of like making him spend his creature power and trying to get through the Primordial Drake, and then having the Lich King maybe stick around for a couple of activations. So we'll go that route. It probably could have gotten a little bit more clear. But I'm okay with this. Because at bare minimum, if he does nothing else, he's got to crash all 3 of these into that. Who's got any kind of attack buffs, and probably 2 of those are going to have to come in here. I'm expecting to get at least 3 cards out of this, no matter what. So cross fingers that that's what happens here. Two's okay, 1 is unacceptable.
Almost out of time.
Almost out of time. Okay. 1 is unacceptable. As I said. Alright, well. He's got 16 there. Gain 5, and then start slaying dudes. Even if I gain 5, he's got 10 damage there. Dead if I don't get a taunt up or find some way to gain health. I think Uther or Lich King are pretty much my only options here. Uther's the only way that I'm guaranteed to live through the next turn. So I think that's where we go.
The light's justice has failed. Fall by my hand.
All right.
My shield for Argus.
Might have to like Tyrion into Doomsayer just to kind of make it so that way I can live through this as long as possible. Ugh, that sucks. That's a lot of damages. I don't even know that that Tyrion will save me here. He's got enough small dudes to pop through Divine Shield. I think I'm dead here. Hydrologist, Stegodon, that's 8, and then another 6 that he's got to plow through. If I kill that guy, so he's got 8, and then only another 5 after that. I'm sitting at 3 health, and I can plop a Doomsayer in there. That's how we're rolling.
The end draws near.
The end is coming!
Fall by my hand. Job done.
He's mathing it out. Just needs to get 2 damage through, which is definitely possible with 5 cards. Did you get it? Oh my gosh.
There is only my justice now.
Oh my gosh, that was the luckiest of lucks. Yeah, Eric in Twitch chat, lucky, extremely lucky. I do not discredit that. That was uncommonly lucky. Indeed they have, Eric. Indeed they have. They have smiled upon me greatly. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of want a Corpse Taker. Deed it.
Is here.
Just to get something else there. I think I need to gain life, so I'm just gonna sit him back for a second. Eric, thanks for the follow, man. Really appreciate it. Oh my gosh! It was the heart of the Krads. Wow. There we go. That was the win. is quite honestly, I think, the luckiest sequence of events that could have happened there. Not complaining at all, not in the least. Yeah, glad you could see this, Santosh. Oh man. Do I keep going with control, or do I switch to hand buff? Let's go that. You wanted Paladin Death Knight, instead you got Warrior. That's tough breaks, man. I wanted the Paladin one as well and got Jaina instead, which I was not terribly enthused about because I haven't really been investing in Mage the last couple of expansions, which means I'm missing like some of the really important elementals, like Pyros, that goes into a Jaina DK deck. So right now she's just kind of like sitting in my inventory, super sad that she can't do anything. Against Druid. It's always Druid. Every time I play this deck, it's like the bane of this deck. I should have stuck with control. I might as well auto-concede, but I'm not gonna. But that's how I feel, because this deck just does not like Druids. I've beaten them before, but man, they've just got, like, their combos, their taunt combos just get stupid. Jade I'm actually a little bit more okay with. But when they go just like full taunt build, garbage. Hate that stuff. Or in Skulking Geist. I don't actually know what that one is. I'm gonna look that up. And while we're doing that,
Reporting for duty.
destroy all one-cost spells in both. Yeah, so I'm not scared of Jade because I feel like I can get some pretty big threats out too, and I might be able to race them a tiny bit. Not when they're doing that kind of biz, though. We'll see.
What? They fell off a
What I
truck.
do, that we fight.
We can get to my high end here.
Your
I'm
magic
okay.
shall
Oh,
not save you.
come on now. Come on now.
Winter is here.
Job done.
Yep. That's fine. That's less fine. Wow, he's like nailing all of his Jade generators. It's like he's got no other cards. Yep, this is looking actually really bad. This guy's already hitting 5/5s and I can't race that quite yet. Might go Lich King first when I get to 8, just because that will hopefully, yeah, pretty much every single Jade generator. And that might get me a board clear. That's fine. Every point going towards a creature is a point not going to my face for now. I don't know that I'm going to live long enough. I will at least absorb something for the time being.
Reporting for duty. None shall.
It's fine. Man, running a ton of anti-taunt. He must be really playing a hate deck on Taunt Druid. Well, I am dead. In fact, very dead. In fact, goodbye. Yeah. Yeah, that was like pretty sick. Like it felt right along the lines of what the deck wants to do. Like I don't think he could have asked for a better draw there. I'm gonna switch back to control. And I think we will go ahead. That was greedy. Let's go for one of those guys, because do I seriously not have one? Yep, I don't have one. Oh well. And as you can see from my dust, I won't be getting one anytime soon. So that's an oh well. What did we have in there before? Stormwatcher. Do I want to do that, or do I want to switch back to what it actually originally was? I don't know that in other decks Wind Fury is actually great. In this one, I don't think it is. So we'll go back to one of those. Okay. Yeah, just lots of druids, man. Lots of druids hanging out on the ladder. And they're kind of like the way that Warrior used to be, where like it's like one of 3 decks, and you're just like, I don't know exactly how I'm gonna handle this. This, on the other hand,
burns with holy fire.
probably Murloc. I want to keep that, but it's going to be so far away. I think that's just going to have to be the thing that I attempt to clear with. And we'll see whether or not we can survive the Murloc rush. Fear the Murlocs. Are you just a straight Murloc player? I've tried to like Murlocs. It's been hard for me though. Return of Nile. I don't like any of these. These are not my favorites. If that's going to be helpful later on down the line. I'll hope I can hit something big once we get around turn 7.
Ash to ash.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, right? Like, I don't see too many elemental paladins going around. I've definitely... Oh, hand buff, that's why. That's why. Okay. Well, I'm sitting pretty good with hand buff.
The battle.
I'm hoping I can kind of bait out the trade here. Get it back and maybe get a different secret going. Because I'm sure he wants those elementals in his hand so he can buff them. Eureka! Okay. do that just in case he has a buff in his hand. He thinks he can maybe. That's fine. That he feels like he can maybe still clear the Doomsayer, but this should put him on a little bit of a delay because if he's true Elemental Paladin at 5, he's maybe wanting to get some value out of having played an Elemental. I assume he's doing that just so that way he can get it generated for next turn. So it might be a really good time to drop the Repentance. If he's hoping to get... Because if he's playing that into a Doomsayer, he wants the activation. We'll get another one because I think I'm going to want that later too. I'm going to save that for now. Got no reason to spend it right now.
Accidents.
Dang it. Dang it. That's okay though. That's okay. Out of my jungle. He lost an elemental trigger, if that's what he was hoping for. And it looked like it was, but I think he was a little bit hesitant with it. 50-50. Ah. Oh well. Gotta keep the fire going. Lucid Hype, hey, welcome to chat. Excuse me.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, thanks for the sub, Lucid Hype, appreciate it. That's what I thought.
Get down!
Get down! Oh, I should... That was the turn to drop the Repentance. Let's see how badly I get punished for it. How badly do I get punished? Do I see a Lich King? Do I see a Tyrion?
Put your faith in the light.
Yep. That's how badly. Still actually quite okay, though. So that was the Stonehill Defender Tyrion. So we'll see. We'll see what comes down next. How am I liking the expansion? Expansion seems pretty cool. I'm not sure I kind of like the way that the meta's shaking up here in the beginning. But we'll see as it continues to develop whether or not there's going to be a great benefit to it. It was not that. Let's go ahead and Lich King.
The battle.
What do we get? What do we get? 3 damage to all enemies. That's okay. Just gonna kind of highlight this Repentance, make him think that it's something scarier than it is. Nope. Well, there went that bait. Quality Consecrated. This is still very much okay. Okay. I don't know that I like the Tarim. Not terribly scared of taking lethal if I drop Ragnaros. I don't know that I have much better of an option. You drop Uther, which will then gain me, say, 2, and I take 6, which puts me down to 8. 8 is a little dangerous. I think this is a better option. This is a better option because I just get a bigger heal out of it, and it's going to start drawing some attention.
The gates are open.
The gates are indeed open.
Follow the rules.
The rules. The rules. The rules. So he doesn't take a ton of damage this way, but I can equality death and decay here. And that leaves me in a fair spot.
Reporting for duty.
Am I playing for fun or am I playing to get to a specific rank? I am kind of doing a little bit of both. I am playing on the ranked ladder, but I'm not necessarily playing to get to a specific rank. I'm just kind of playing whatever decks I feel like playing, which is why you see me playing Control Paladin and not something like Druid or Murloc Paladin or, you know, some of the other really super popular decks right now. So I see how it is. Do I start swinging back? You know, so there's a version of a Control Paladin that tries to like Auction Master Beardo people to kill them with the Paladin DK. I don't know if this is that. I'm curious.
Options.
Get a pair of 3/3s and then he won't be able to get through with that. It's not going to be a ton of damage per se. But he actually can't gain a ton of life because of the armor. So that's actually pretty useless for him to take a swing with the hammer, because he wants that life steal to actually be meaningful. I feel like that's a pretty good play, because I feel like with one card I might be able to get a few good ones.
The time has come. I return.
Yeah, so this basically absorbs a good swing out. I'm not playing that anytime soon. Uther seems good here. Uther seems real good here, because I can clear that guy, gain a little bit of life, punch that guy in the face, and make him kind of come into this again. Kind of like this board position, and I kind of like what I've got in my hand here. Feeling pretty good about that. Alright, now thinking about steeding that guy. This is a weapon chain. I can clear that guy out. He won't be able to get through that entirely.
No peace.
By my
Progress. Battle.
What in the world is his deck? It's like a hand buff deck, hand buff elemental deck. Which I don't think that's going to work out for him in the long run, just because I think the elemental package is just too awful in Paladin to actually be worthwhile. But that appears to be what this deck is. Just kind of hand buff elementals.
Break yourself upon my body.
15. I've got 15 on board. I can clear through that. And then I could...
Frostmourne calls.
Just trying to think this through. Because then I can Corpse Taker, I can Peacekeeper that guy to make sure that he's just a lowly 1/2.
Frostmourne calls.
Is there a way? There is no way for me to get enough damage onto this guy. And still... Alright, well, let's just do this.
Winter.
That was kind of my line of thinking, but
Was merely a setback.
we'll see. This feels pretty okay. How are we doing? We're doing okay. Card advantage wise, he's a little up, but we'll see.
The frozen throne calls.
Trusty Steed. Probably punching through my Corpse Taker. Kind of okay with like a slow wait on this because I can just keep trying to generate out guys, folks out his second Consecrate. I could also clear this guy. Because then he's only got 2, which won't be enough to actually come through that. I really want to, you know, talking about that Beardo combo kind of makes me want to do this because it would be the kind of thing where I think like if I had it in hand right now and had the 2 out, oh that sucks. I could double him. And that just seems fun. It seems nice and fun.
The menagerie is
Let's
for
get him a little worried. I have a feeling he's got second Consecrate in hand.
I return.
No!
I've done it.
Let me check on something. Oh no, the race begins. Totally go for an equality right at bat now. Tyrion's not great right now. I'm gonna do this.
Frostmourne calls.
Might as well go run him in. Just to give
no
That's alright.
rest.
I feel like I haven't used both of my equalities. I feel like I've got at least one
The
left.
menagerie is for guests only.
I feel like he's got like real Tyrion as well.
Let the pain speak to me.
Did I use them both? When did I use the other one? I don't remember using the second one. Oh well. I'm just hopeless now. Absolutely hopeless. Best hope I have. Really early. It was probably for a good reason. I'm sure it was for a good reason. I'm still alive, right?
The frozen throne calls.
If I can drop Wicker Flame, it's going to be 2 clears. Depending... I'm just trying to figure out if I can actually get some use out of my Doom Sayer. You know, I probably... Let's pop this guy up first. I can probably double taunt up. Oh. Second Tyrion will make me less worried about playing first Tyrion.
I'm on fire.
I'm gonna put a lot of high-value targets on the board where he's got to just kind of figure out what he wants to do here. Could just let it all clear. No, we're gonna draw cards. Alright. I kind of like the idea of him decking first. Consecrate here is actually kind of bad. What do we got? What do we got? What do you got? What do you got? Two silver. Okay. Totally gonna Tyrion into that next turn. Oh, okay. I thought he was gonna kill it. Well, I'm still gonna Tyrion into that.
No peace, no rest.
This is feeling really good.
Follow the rules.
Rules are followed. I think that Corpse Taker into Rallying Blade just to kind of get him back up a little bit. It's not terrible. I think he's gonna bust through though.
Winter is here.
I'm just gonna try to play the sit back and hero power win him. Oh, I don't have any more Divine Shield guys in the deck. Oh, that stinks. I didn't realize that.
Death was merely a setback.
Oh, face. Okay.
You like to play with
I think I gotta take the
My hand.
this guy out just to kind of stay ahead on board here. Even though that sets me back on the 4 horseman run. But this gives me a little bit better control over whatever else he could possibly play. Almost comical. Hey, thanks for joining chat. I just realized. Oh, I bet you my son threw that on the ground. That's fun.
Azeroth will be purified.
So if I consecrate, it's Give me 3 damage. 5 damage. Plus facing into the thing, which hurts. But again, I think it sticks me in a better card position. So here we go. Let's do that first. I don't know which of these is better. I think that's actually going to be better for me, if only because
I'm almost out of cards.
I just don't know whether or not it'll get to a point where I can copy the Tyrion, so just having a straight up decent taunt. No!
Put your faith in the light.
This might be the moment. We'll see if he's kind enough to let me actually 4 horsemen kill him. Because I don't think he can get through this. He might still have the consecrate though. I see equality.
Let the pain
nope, that's it.
speak to me.
No peace, no rest. You have triumphed. This time.
I thought he had another consecrate. Apparently I'm really bad at tracking cards. But hey, we got there. Pyro was worth more damage attacking taunt, wasn't it? Actually, no, because Consecrate gave 2 damage, and then the Pyro gave a 3rd damage. So if I had attacked with it, I would have been equal, but I would have missed out on a point of damage on another creature, which actually I don't think mattered because I think the other creature had 2 health. So it was really technically break even for the board, but in general, it was actually better to just let the Pyro stay there and do its thing with the Consecrate. Either way, I had to attack into it. I think it was... Well, I mean, so now that I'm actually considering your thing and I can math because, you know, 10:30 at night, I think you're right. It was actually probably more damage on the taunt, but it wouldn't have cleared it, so I was attacking into it anyway. So, I don't know. You're right. I'm probably wrong. Let's call the whole thing off. Let's keep going, though.
Liadrin versus Jaina.
You asked for it. My hammer burns with holy fire.
Mage. One of the Corpse Takers are actually really great against Mage. I'm playing Miracle Rogue right now. Math is hard. It is hard. It is. It's like something that I sometimes pride myself on, and most of the time curse myself for being just really, really terrible at it. Oh dang it! I was gonna add Beardo. I need to do that. I'm gonna add Beardo to the list just because I think the charged lifesteal dude that I think is just kind of taking up a spot to provide another lifesteal in case this happens with Corpse Taker. I don't know that lifesteal is like super important. Lucid, hey, thanks for stopping by, man. Have a good night. We'll catch you next time. Secrets. I think I can just do that. Probably means I'm ending up taking 2 damage, but that's fine. That's fine for now.
Let the pain speak to me.
Speak to you.
To battle!
The end is coming!
We'll see if I can get him to soak some damage or just clear with without too many card draw. Okay, that's fair. Got a fireball out of hand anyway.
I knew it!
So I feel like getting Kodo down is actually win-win. I mean, getting this dead would be the bigger win out of the two. But even if it gets that, at least the amount of cards that he gets reduced a little bit. But I think I'm going to try the 50-50. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah. Oh well. I used up all my luck on that earlier game. Drawing the big heal when I was down too low. That's all of my luck for the night. Spent it all on Rag. Yeah, this guy. I think I'm gonna switch him out for Beardo. No, that doesn't feel good. Doesn't give me the feel goods. Redemption sucks against Mage. Man, all of these kind of suck against Mage. Eye for an Eye might not actually be bad later. It's a risk. Yeah, it's a little bit of a risk, but I think I'm going to take it. I'm hoping that, you know, if I can get to a point where I can start dealing him consistent damage, if he tries to, like, Pyroblast me or something, I can Retribution kill. There they all go. It's actually not too bad. 6. I could Steed.
Should I?
Let's save Steed later for a heal off of the Chill Blade. Get to 10. It feels like I might. Corpse Seeker just feels like it's going to be bad here. Just like basically a 3/3 taunt for 4.
Options.
Kind of feeling like that.
Winter is here.
I'm going this route just because, yeah, he won't be able to like fully Flame Strike that off. He's got to ping and do something. It just kind of requires him to spend his mana in a different, interesting way. And if he just goes for the ping and doesn't have a follow-up on it, which I'm sure he does. Oh, let the pain speak.
Chill out.
To battle!
A little wary here.
Reporting for duty.
Probably gonna get cleared now. That's okay.
Mind if I roll knee?
It's weird to see a Pyro Mage still around, but I guess it's to be expected by, since the deck never dies. Yeah. And here come the secrets. So let's test. Are we getting... There's the barrier. The barrier block or barrier, like, counter spell? I actually don't know that that was the best one, but It wasn't counter
Chill
spell.
out.
Must be his block then. Gotta assume it's block because it didn't counter the spell, didn't copy the hero, and the barrier already popped, so probably looking at the block.
Excuse me, you are on fire.
Fire.
Should I?
I'm gonna try to bluff here. We'll see how that bluff goes. That'll be really nice if it sticks around. That'll be really nice. Yes, there we go. That's perfect. Now I just need to live long enough to enjoy that moment. Can I do 14 damage this next turn? The answer is yes, I can. So if he goes Pyroblast, Eye for an Eye goes off and kills him on his own turn. Ah! Dang it. I'm gonna change my game a little bit. So I think I gotta Aldor this down. Aldor that, and then can I? Nope, that's 1 mana too much. I really want to get this guy in an anti-magic. I might just ignore the Aldor for now. Yep.
Reporting for duty.
Gives me a little bit of a heal, keeps the Lich King out of danger range. That and that could be really, really nice together. Pick up a really nice something.
You require my assistance?
Hi, Antonidas. Aha.
Aha!
Trying to think, like, how can I deal 2 damage to that Antonidas? If I double Pyromancer, Eye for an Eye, I don't have enough for Frostmourne.
Should I?
Oh yeah, that's a really good point. Pyro Life Gain guy and then Shell would have been the clear for the Alex, and I could have kept the other guy there.
Options, options.
Man, double freeze, that just kind of ticks me off. 4 damage short from being able to, like, Eye for an Eye safely. Up through the block. I need to live.
Winter is here.
Reporting for duty.
Second Frostmourne, fantastic.
Aha!
So at the very least right now I need to get him down to 6 damage. 6 health. And then I can Eye for an Eye safely. And just watch him kill himself. This is the moment where I die. stupid freezes. Not enough health gain happening. Definitely possible he's got enough to kill me if he's just got a single frostbolt. I have no life gain. Ugh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks. All right. Yeah, I mean, there's totally nothing I could do to clear out that Antonitis either. Dang it.
Burn.
Yeah, if I had played that last time, I'd be in an okay. Nah, I wouldn't be in an okay position. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I think I'm losing. I think getting double fireball frostbolted here. It's 3 freezes, man, in a row. That tanked me.
Aha!
Yeah, fireball, frostbolt. That sucks.
Aha!
Even had the thing that was gonna save my life, but just I couldn't quite get him down low enough.
Aha!
Couldn't close that gap. Even just a tiny heal would have been sufficient. Ah well. Oh well. Planned for it, but they just got the cards they needed better. That's the way that it goes sometimes.
Leandrin versus Malfurion.
I must protect the one.
My hammer burns with holy
Oh,
fire.
Beardo, son of a gun. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna do this because I want Beardo, and I actually really don't care too much about my rank. So somebody gets rank points. Actually, I didn't want to play against a druid anyway. Kind of hate playing against druids. Thank you for the reminder, Alvaro. Let's go in there and get Beardo. Hey Joey, man, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it, and I appreciate your help at mathing way better than me. We hope to catch you next time. Don't forget to follow or give us a like on YouTube or whatever the case is, and we'll definitely catch you next time.
Leandrin versus Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
My hammer burns with holy fire.
I think that's going to be helpful. Just to kind of keep it clear until I can get to my late game.
Reporting for duty.
They get a lot of like annoying but low attack stuff kind of early, so I feel like having that around is going to be helpful.
Mind if I roll need?
Roll need. That seems like the kind of thing that says that he's playing Kazakas.
To battle.
I'll go ahead and give it to him just because I'm going to take 2 to face. I don't see this being super helpful. This also is really expensive. But I've got a lot of other really expensive targets too. Joey, thanks for the follow, man. Really appreciate that.
The end is coming!
You're right. The end is coming. Oh, that was...
An error, to be sure.
It's okay. I'm hoping that I won't lose by 1 damage. If I do, you all have complete and total rights to mock me incessantly. Playing super anti-aggro. I'm kind of okay with that. Alright. Let's have a corpse taker for you to paint.
I wonder.
Gotta be thinking about that. Oh, Lyra, hi. Alright. That's still okay. I gotta quality that down. I can't have that floating around. Jeez. Alright.
Quickly.
Well, still kill it. That was one of them. Yeah. That is definitely a must kill. So he's sitting on like 2 spells from Lyra. Alright. Oh, we're going straight aggro. Aggro Shadow Priest. Alright,
The end is coming!
It is coming.
For duty.
I don't know that I'm going to get a better time to play that. So it seems like if I can just kind of stall out one more turn. He's 1 point of damage off from it. It's just gonna stop playing pain, or just not getting them.
Put your faith in the light.
Are you playing? It's fine now. So it's shocking to see a priest sitting at 8 armor. But, you know, that's how it goes.
We have vengeance.
I mean, that's fine, but it's kind of a lot of cards. Especially when I'm just going to do this.
Reporting for duty.
How many more things do you want to spend on that? Oh, apparently he didn't want to do that from the beginning, so he's got a different... Yep. That's okay. Pain?
burn.
The battle!
Winter is here.
Job's done.
He's obviously got a pain in deck, which could suck for this, but hoping that he doesn't have it. Had to go fetch it before. And are we getting destroyed? Oh. And somehow blown up? Yeah. That was an interesting choice. It's just trying to control me. I'm not scared of that. I am scared of what that can do. Hand of 5 cards. He's got 10 damage that could come out of that, plus that. I mean, like, at worst, if it's all, like, 0 cost stuff.
Options, options.
Should I?
The light's justice has failed. Fall by my hand.
I feel like this is not going to be nearly as effective against that. It just hard counters it. Even with the Beardo.
You wish to live forever. Fall by my hand.
This isn't a great setup.
The time has come. I return.
But could be okay. Let's save this around for Beardo, just so that I've got a couple of cards that I can play where I can maybe try to combo out with it.
Fall by my hand.
So that's pretty good. Gets me back up to a decent life total. Kind of puts the clock on him a little bit. Dragonfire? Dragonfire would be okay. That was okay. Part of me wants to like getaway Kodo one of these guys.
Azeroth will be purified.
Because then if I don't already have one out, I could drop it from hand for 2. possibly off of like a crazy Beardo combo.
Worthy disciple.
Not much left. Oh, started. Oh, there you go. Hopefully it's not like Uther or something crazy.
Do you like to play with
Azeroth will be purified.
Yeah, I kind of like this idea of like trying to get away Kodo a whole bunch of the Four Horsemen in combination with Beardo. That's fine, that's one I already had.
Let the pain speak to me.
I also kind of want to see if I can deck it.
The time has come. I return. Blessed be this
Funnel cake. Right, I guess I get that one back then. 10 cards.
Out of my jungle. The time has come. I return.
Surrender your
Ooh, that's scary. That's real scary. That's rough. Too late.
Is someone injured?
So he's got 8 damage that he could do out of that. Technically, I guess 10 damage.
The frozen throne calls.
Eight cards. So cards wise, he's got 16 damage he can do there. I think if I board clear here, that's risky. I think I'm gonna Tyrion.
Put your faith in the light.
Tyrion, because then he's gonna spend more resources on that and trying to get that cleared off the board. I can get a little bit more damage on him and or on stuff to board clear. Try to use my life as a resource. Get it down to a point where he's only able to deal 2 damage a turn. And then I can do much more than that. And especially since he'll have to, you know, keep tabs on my 4 horsemen. That's fine.
Follow the rule.
That's also fine.
Let me change your
Oh,
mind.
fudge. Okay, well, that was unexpected and unfortunate that I basically gave him a combo.
The frozen throne calls.
I don't know how many more spells I have. Quality and Consecrate are 2 of them. That's 6, and that's 3 anyway.
The frozen throne calls.
Sure does.
Draws near. No peace.
Azeroth
No rest.
purified.
I want him focusing as much damage on those 4 horsemen as possible. Because if he gets greedy and goes face, I could Beardo him for the win if I get a spell. If the stars align.
Darkness speaks to me.
Alright. Oh, that is greedy. That is greedy. That is greedy. Rat.
Death was merely a setback.
He's gonna be able to, like, nail that guy pretty hard. Where are we at on cards? I am in much bigger danger than he is. He just gotta be able to reset that 3 times.
The frozen throne.
I'm on fire. Almost out of cards.
At best, he's got 2 damage on me, and then I've got to try to figure out what I'm going to do from there. I think I'm losing this one, even though he decks himself. And he just, based off of the hero power alone and the sheer amount of cards he got, since he drew those 3 demons. Best thing for him to do would be to just hero power on my face and let the Doomsayer clear. Turn. Unless he can play 5 cards, in which case I'm just dead.
You are not the boss.
The shadows grow short.
Potion of Madness. Actually, that's good for me if he chooses to attack with it. That's it.
Well played.
Thank you.
Yep. Yep, just couldn't power through that. Oh well. Alright, well, I believe that is going to be the end of the stream tonight. Thanks everybody for coming out, and don't forget to like and follow the stream, subscribe on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube, and we will be back tomorrow. I believe Cinderbuns is going to be playing our Game Club Game of the Month, which is The Witcher 3, so if you're interested in The Witcher 3, stop in and watch that, and we will catch you next time. Thanks everybody.